Hey, it's Skirman. We're going to be talking about if Sonic really did pass 2D to 3 2D to 3D correctly. Let's hit the statistics on this episode of Radiohead. Let's go back to the beginning, 1991 on the Sega Genesis. The other platforms including the following. There's the image. You could yeah. So in 1991, the first Sonic game aired. I bet by this time people have simulated 3D, but not yet really fully embraced it. See, most games for the time that were simulated 3D were using a technique. Let me give me a second. Called raycasting. Let's go back to Wolfenstein 3D. So how the level design works is the developers are just making a top-down view map, but the computer is raycasting the pixels by the computer's line of sight. Every fraction of a second, it's moving the raycasting line for sorts to measure each pixel. So it translates the pixels to So you're asking if Wolfenstein did this technique, why can't Sonic do it? Actually, most likely, developers at Sega were asking the same exact question. Well, maybe not, because I looked through the crevices of the interwebs and I couldn't find one piece of evidence. But I did find a sprite sheet for some characters. What 3D game uses sprites? So to say, let's see Wolfenstein 3D. Let's see which ones use it. Wolfenstein 3D, Doom 1, Doom 2, and many others. Well, this has to mean at least 3D. The characters aren't really 3D. So perhaps that the that must be using something a little bit more complicated. Give me a second. This is where Sonic 3D Blast came into play. By using some cutscenes used to use actual 3D models, but at the time, the processor couldn't run very high definition 3D model animation. That's why the cutscenes aren't very animated. So I'm gonna say that the first 3D game in the Sonic franchise was partly 3D. In most of its aspect, it was 2D though. Let's skip forward to the second game in the franchise, that's 3D Sonic Adventures. If you look at the gameplay, it's mostly 3D. Finally, so we all now know that most of the time it's really hard to switch a game from 2D to 3D. Try converting sugar into salt. It's going to be hard, keeping the gameplay similar or the same. Not to say they are bad, but if you think about it, some games can be a shit show when it comes down to it. But once again, besides the point, so Sonic Adventures, we got freaking high jumps and low jumps and loopy doos. Not so bad for a 3D conversion. And that freaking whale, like, dude, those waves are really nice. When it splashes on you, but what was the inspiration Sonic? What was that one gameplay feature that makes Sonic speed? His speed, once the game constricts your speed, you're done. For let's see how good Sonic Adventure does. When I look at the when I look and play, the gameplay, the switching cameras can be annoying, but honestly, overall, the camera moves shows how it's keeping up with Sonic. Show that really fast illusion, like a car race in a movie. So in my opinion, for the most part, the way to a great conversion is to keep the one gameplay feature that makes the game the best. I'm gonna give Sonic a great when it comes to converting. And this is Skirman and it's Radiohead. See you next time.